Oops, can you see me? That's better. That's better. That's better. Yo, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for our ultimate summer wrap-up. Our ultimate movie summer wrap-up. It's time for our ultimate wrap-up. Fantastic Four. Fantastic Four, Superman, and Ironheart. That one was awesome, Ironheart. Yo, Mephisto is here. Lex Luthor is here. Dr. Doom is here. That's freaking awesome. I feel like I'm in a Regal commercial right now. Yo, why don't you hook me up with my buttered popcorn and my Pepsi? Cause I'm about to enter the theater and enjoy these snacks. Can you give me my Pepsi and my Diet Coke? I can't watch my movie without my popcorn, small or big. I need it free. I'm part of the Regal Crown Club. Yo, these movies were awesome. Let's start with Ironheart, because that was the first one I watched. Let's start with Ironheart. I saw a lot of hate for this movie online. I saw a lot of hate for this show online, mainly from right-wing sources. So I don't know. I guess they didn't like too DEI maybe for them. A little too DEI maybe. I don't know. I actually liked it. I thought it was pretty solid. It was not Marvel show's best work. Okay. But it was better than She-Hulk. I'll put it that way. I don't know. The comedy in She-Hulk did not land for me. That was a no, hard no on She-Hulk. What else was not very good that people thought was kind of good? Not that people thought She-Hulk was good, but the Witch show, the Agatha After All show. That was not great. I don't know. I mean, some people like that. Some people like the mystery element. I guess there were like some parts of that show that were good, but it was not great in my opinion. This was better though. I think that this show, it had a lot going on. I'll say that was not too good. And there was some weird parts of the show, like Riri's, the main character Riri, her like best friend dying and her bringing her back to life as like this intelligent AI that was like annoying. I don't know. It was weird because it was like supposed to be like funny, but also this is your friend that died in a very traumatic incident. So I did like the concept of like Riri not being able to let go of the past like that, but at the same time, it just felt weird. It just felt off. There are multiple parts of this show. I'm going to talk about the bad first. There are multiple parts of the show that just felt off, including the villains, honestly. The villain, especially the main villain. I don't even remember this guy's name, but the guy that needed the cape, okay, or the hood, or whatever it was. Whatever it was that was giving him his powers and making him go freaking crazy. This guy was not... he just wasn't a good villain, and I understand that he was being kind of used as like the scapegoat, but they wrote a whole fucking backstory for this for this guy, okay, for this villain. His friend, apparently, it wasn't fucking explained good, but he had this friend that Riri kind of let die in one of the missions that they were doing, and then I thought it was gonna like trigger him to like go down this whole like landscape, and it kind of did. And it actually kind of led to something interesting. This is where I get into the good of this show. Was honestly at the end of it. It had way too much going on for people to even like watch the show coherently all the way through. But if you did watch it coherently all the way through, you know that the ending of the show is actually fucking like really good. In my opinion, it's really, really good. It probably could have been better based on what I've been reading. There were some production disagreements probably. But you bring in a guy like Sacha Baron Cohen, Mephisto, okay? Marvel Devil, the devil. Hey, can we finally say screw the devil? Devil, screw you. But this is Sacha Baron Cohen we're talking about, the Marvel Devil. He was actually crazy. And the way the show ended was really good. Again, tying back into Riri and like her not being able to let go of her dead best friend because she created her best friend as AI. and apparently she was not able to like reload her best friend back into her computer or something, and she was like gone forever. And then she met with Mephisto, and Mephisto cut her a deal, the devil's deal. Okay, he said, well, I guess it was more so we just kind of saw. He said, Riri, what's the one thing you would want? We want your dead best friend back alive again. I can grant you this deal. And now it's interesting because it's like, you know, at what cost? But now I don't fucking know if the series is coming back. And it was actually like an interesting ending. It just, like I was talking about, the series was too all over the place. This had multiple rescue missions. This had a weird initial bad guy, and the crew was kind of weird too. I mean, I did like how they eventually got along with Riri. This had, of course, the quirky technology guy. I honestly forget a lot of these people's names because they're forgettable. I'm sorry, they just kind of were. But you know who I'm talking about. If you watch the show, there's a quirky guy, okay, that's big time into technology, has like an underground bunker, and he helps Riri with a lot of her missions. He eventually goes to prison and also starts working for the bad guy. But like I said, there's so much shit going on in this show that it's hard to keep track of in fucking 6 episodes. You don't do a show like this in 6 episodes. But like, the character development was good. I was surprised that there had a lot going on in these 6 episodes, but the character development was actually kind of good, like between Riri and her mom. So I didn't hate the show. I thought that some of the dialogue was kind of stupid, okay? But they're trying to, like, I don't know, fucking relate to... the teenage dialogue pisses me off a lot of the time or whatever, or people being in their early 20s pretending to in the show. And it just was not... I don't know. See, some of that dialogue is not good, but the overall concept of the show, though, is better than at least 2 Marvel shows so far. But the ending is fucking awesome. So check out Mephisto. I know he had his disagreements with the show, Sacha Baron Cohen did, but it's good. I just spent 7 fucking minutes talking about that. So we're gonna move on. We're gonna move on to the next movie that I saw, okay? It was James Gunn has moved on to take over the Ultimate DC Universe. I guess he kind of did for, is it Peacemaker? I didn't watch it. I didn't watch that show, but I did see him in the new Superman movie, which the new Superman movie was, it was decent. It wasn't like, it didn't blow me away. It wasn't like a crazy awesome Superman movie, but it was better than like the most recent one, Man of Steel. I mean, some people would disagree with me on that. Man of Steel had more of like a hardcore outlook to it, but it treated Superman like he was a god, and there was so much damage and destruction. This James Gunn Superman, he actually did feel like rooted in, like he felt like a hero, which I feel like is something that superhero movies have kind of gotten away from. And it felt like there was a lot at stake during this movie, which is good. The strongest part of the movie, honestly, was like Superman's relationships. The character development, again, was well done in this movie. So shout out to you, James Gunn. You don't usually let me down with character development. Plot points this time, though, you felt a little confused to me. I don't know. I think you felt maybe a little confused as to who to put in the movie. It was hard because we were starting the movie at a point where Superman is already established on planet Earth. He doesn't fully understand the message that his parents gave him, and Lex Luthor is trying to take down Superman. There's a war going on, okay? Dare I say Israel and Palestine, okay? It's pretty obvious what they're referencing. Okay, people disagree on that. That's I know James Gunn, kind of. That's what he was going for, I believe. I believe he was. And yeah, I thought it was like a good story of hope, but at the same time, there was a lot going on, again, where Lex Luthor created his own, like, universe, pretty much, to, like, hold other heroes hostage. And it was not until, I guess, Superman showed up that all the other kind of hostages, or at least the Kryptonite Man, that's what I'm going to call him, because he used his kryptonite to weaken Superman. It wasn't until he saw the good in Superman. You'll actually help me? Yes, I will help you. I'm kind of butchering this, but that was, I don't know. I felt like I want to see a whole movie on the fucking underground hostages. I want to know who's down there. I want to know the story. I want to know more about them. It was a quick scene. It was a cool scene. And then, I don't know, like, it felt like Superman was fighting people, especially at the beginning, that he couldn't take on, which is cool. It's a cool concept to have Superman not be able to defeat people when he's such a powerful fucking being. Or like the concept where James Gunn wrote in that his parents didn't like Superman, like that was cool. Or that his parents said Superman was meant for destruction on the earth. That was cool. It started to get people to panic and worry. I like that people are paying more attention now to the like the civilians and how they're reacting, okay, on planet Earth, and to these, you know, these beings. The other people in this movie were really good. Character development was good. I don't know, the whole like lanterns thing, not great. Mr. Terrific was good though. He actually had a good scene with Lois Lane. And Lois Lane did a good job as well. I thought that was the strongest part of the movie, was Superman as Lois Lane, and also Superman and Krypto. You could tell that James Gunn really wanted to establish these relationships really, really well. I thought he did do that. I've heard people say that they were kind of mad at the fact that Krypto like dominated Lex Luthor at the end. I thought that was kind of funny. I don't know. I thought it was a decent ending personally. It established Lex Luthor in the world. This Lex Luthor guy, he was kind of a wimpy, more of a nerdy Lex Luthor, which I actually didn't mind. I thought that was pretty good. He's like, you know, really, really arguing that he didn't like Superman and what he was doing. But he was a genius. He thought his brain was going to be brawn, but as it turned out, that was not quite the case. So that's Superman. I liked it. It wasn't an incredible Superman. I don't think it personally was where it needed to be to reset the DCU by James Gunn, but it was pretty good. Moving on, the final movie that I saw most recently is the Fantastic Four movie. This was pretty decent. I liked it. I thought that the Fantastic Four, all of the characters were fleshed out pretty well. Again, the superhero movie begins with the characters already established because we know what happens. We've seen it many times in the past. And again, it handles like the civilians in the world pretty well and how they're reacting to the Fantastic Four. Even better than Superman did, I thought, because it showed that the civilians were actually like scared and they needed to go into the underground subterranean to hide from the threat that was going on. The threat of Galactus. People really seem to like Galactus in this movie. I thought Galactus looked cool. I thought he could have been a bigger threat though, to be honest. I thought that he gave the heroes plenty of time to be aware of his plan. And I know that that's probably how it is in the comics, but he took a long time getting to planet Earth and following through on his threat to Earth that he was going to destroy it or take the baby, okay, because we know Reed Richards, okay, he had a child, they didn't want to give the baby up. That's basically what the premise is. He says, Galactus says, I will destroy Earth, or you can give me the child. And he tries to come to Earth and he tries to take the child. Galactus, I don't know, he just, towards the very end, I just felt like they could have maybe worked together a little more to take down Galactus. What I'm saying is I thought that Galactus felt a little weak in the latter half of the movie. Whereas they did like a good job establishing him as like a pretty prominent threat at the beginning of the movie. And maybe they did it on purpose because, you know, it's a little spoiler alert here. At the ending credit scene, somebody even bigger shows up. Somebody who's supposed to be even bigger than Galactus. I don't know. It just felt like they kind of underdid him. In terms of the Fantastic Four, though, they were all pretty well fleshed out. They all had I know they're already well established in the universe, and all of their storylines were pretty decent. There was a good back and forth between Reed Richards and his wife, and I really thought that was well done. Johnny, okay, I thought that was pretty good. It's clobbering time. Okay, he was probably the least thought out, but still they gave him enough depth to where the story really worked very well. And he was showing off for the children at first. I thought that was good. Yeah, I like the movie, man. It had a good retroistic style. Oh my goodness, I would be so flawed if I didn't talk about the style. The style of the movie's good, man. The style of the movie's good. It isn't, I don't think the movie's quite as good as people are rambling on about. But I do think that it's like a good Marvel movie overall. It's a close, like, this and Thunderbolts are like pretty close for me personally. I really like Thunderbolts. In comparison to, you know, the movies that came out this year. What else? The Silver Surfer in this movie. Silver Surfer was great, I thought. I really enjoyed everything about the Silver Surfer. I know that people are saying she didn't get enough screen time. I actually thought she got just enough. I hope to see the return of the Silver Surfer. I really enjoyed this character. And she was very, like, threatening too. She had, like, people go on about the chase scene in this movie with her, but yeah, it was fucking awesome. Like, go back and watch it. It's really good. There's a lot going on during the scene. It felt gripping, like you were compelled. You were kind of on the edge of your seat during this chase scene with the Silver Surfer. It was really good, man. It was really good. And then she comes back at the end, and her and Johnny... People are saying they wanted her and Johnny to have more moments together. I thought the moments were just right, because it left, like, this kind of threatening aura, and Johnny became, you know, kind of... I don't want to say obsessed, but obsessed with just finding out more about this person, and finding that there is, like a humanity side to her. And it was just good. And of course, I don't want to give a ton away, but she ends up giving like a pretty big sacrifice at the end of the movie. And it's really, I thought it was good. I don't know. I heard people say that they wanted more from the Silver Surfer. I really thought that was like the best part of the movie, in my opinion. And then of course, Pedro Pascal is always good. I see you, Mandalorian, okay? I see you, The Last of Us. Pedro Pascal, I see you, I haven't seen this movie yet, but Eddington, okay? I do want to see that. We're waiting now, are you ready? The next phase in the, well, whatever DC's got going on coming up next, maybe Batman. Hopefully James Gunn does a good Batman. Okay, hopefully James Gunn does a good Batman. I'm nervous because he's very well rooted into the comedy aspects here. Superman was kind of funny, but I don't know if Batman can be super funny. I'm sure it can be a little funny, but I don't want it to be James Gunn funny, man. I don't know. It's gonna be, maybe he'll pull it off. Maybe he'll pull it off. The Bold and the Brave. Looking forward to that whenever that comes. And of course, MCU, baby, the next Avengers movies, they coming. Maybe Spider-Man first, I don't know, but they coming. Okay, we saw that ending credit scene at the end of the Fantastic Four. We know what's coming. We're ready, the Russo brothers. Can you do it again? Can you make more Avengers? People are counting on you, okay? The Avengers movies. People haven't been saying the best stuff about Marvel, and it's true. You kind of went downhill a little bit. You did. Since the last, Avengers movie. So we'll see how they do with that. Yo, this has been the ultimate summertime wrap-up. For Regal, go get yourself a popcorn, some Skittles. Ooh, I love Regal. Till next time, peace.